everyone to the broadcast. I am extremely excited as always. We have a phenomenal training for you. Not only is the man of the hour, industry expert, a social media guru, top money earner, but he is one of those few that actually reaches back and shows other individuals how to create success in not only the network marketing space, but in creating success in business and entrepreneurship all across the board. I'm extremely excited to bring to you, introducing to some, Mr. John Melton. Mr. John Melton, how you feeling, sir?
Living the dream, brother. How are you?
Awesome, man. I'm extremely excited. I'm definitely glad that you can spend some time with us today. If you don't mind, man, you know, we are excited. We've been promoting this deal, and so the family here, as I call it, team, we're going to dive right into the content, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'm ready.
Awesome. All right, John, so here's the deal, man. Here's the deal. First and foremost, if you don't mind, and listen, I tell you what, whether it's the extended version or the short version, if you don't mind, can you kind of tell us a little bit about who we are talking to, your story, what kind of got you in the industry, and kind of walk us through that, everything up until this point, sir?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, appreciate you having me on here, Jeremy. And, I actually got involved in the network marketing industry when I was 20 years old. And I got started, just like anybody else, part-time, thinking that maybe I could supplement my income, make some extra money. But I got really excited about the concept of residual income and the concept of leveraged income, where I can make money in the efforts of other people. I could build something for the long term. And I never heard of anything like that when I was in school, or I never heard anybody talk about network marketing. I never heard of Amway. I never heard of direct sales. I didn't even know how to spell entrepreneur. I mean, I was never exposed to that world. And I got involved, in a company that sold lotions, potions, pills, water filters, skincare, hair care, and cleaning products. And, I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about business, about being an entrepreneur, how to talk to people, overcome fear, overcome objection. Just went through a ton of personal growth. I didn't make a lot of money, made some money. But, I was living at home with my parents, so I didn't need to make a lot of money. And I was going to community college. I eventually dropped out of community college, went into network marketing kind of full time, but was still waiting tables on the weekends and stuff like that. So it wasn't like I was making a full-time income or anything, but I tried to force it. And, that company went out of business. They went out of business, but I did learn a lot. At the time, I was very discouraged. And I was like, oh, everybody was right. I can't believe this. But then shortly thereafter, I got into the mortgage business, and my wife was pregnant. I knew I needed to make money. So I took what I learned in network marketing, applied it to mortgages, made over $6,000 my first month. After 6 months, I hit a mid-level rank. I made over 10 grand that month, part-time. And I was also, I was doing mortgages, made 125,000 the first year, 250 the second year. But I was also starting back up in network marketing in 2006. So I started making good money in network marketing part-time. I'm doing mortgages full-time. So I'm making six figures in mortgages. I'm making good money part-time in network marketing now that I'm back in the industry. And then eventually, after 2 years of doing mortgages full-time, and starting back up in network marketing, I started making some decent money, and it kind of got it like back in my blood. I started like getting excited again. And it was in 2008, the market crashed. I lost $1 million in real estate because I bought high and I sold low, right? Like everybody else did around that time. And I was just like, you know what? I'm cutting the cord. I'm going to go full-time in network marketing. And I've made six figures every year since 2008 in the network marketing industry. I've been full-time. And over the last few years, we've done a lot more online marketing. We've done a lot more affiliate marketing, social media strategies to build a business. We personally enrolled 300 people in 2 years and turned that into 7,000 around the world using, mostly Facebook. And, it's been crazy, man. So we went from being like offline network marketers to online network marketers. But, we created like 9 or 10 different income streams. We have a Facebook course for network marketers, which is our number one selling course. We do affiliate marketing, like I said. We do some like masterminds, retreats, some virtual coaching programs. We've got an insurance agency. We've got different investments. I do some consulting, speaking engagements. So it's kind of crazy, like what's happened over the last 14 years. But I'm telling you, if I can do it, anybody can do it because I'm a community college dropout. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have any background in business or sales, but I had a work ethic and a burning desire to win,
Nice. You know what, John? You dropped so many nuggets in that. Like, listen, I got my pen. I have my notebook. Listen, I'm definitely ready to take some copious notes as well. And I tell you, one thing that I hear just loud and clear is that, the network marketing industry, if nothing else, it really worked as a personal development tool. As a lot of times goes around a lot of companies, that network marketing is in fact a personal development tool with a compensation plan attached. And the same, you were able to take the lessons that you learned in your previous company, although it went down, and you did some crazy things, amazing numbers, offline, not even in the industry. That big by the bub came back 6 figures every year since. I mean, I was just listening to a training earlier today by Holden Buggs, and he mentioned how, it's easy to make 6 figures. Eric Worre said the same. It's simple to make 6 figures, your first year or so. But how many individuals can do it consistently? How many individuals consistently create those type of numbers? And listen, man, you're doing it, and that is just extraordinarily exciting just to know that, man. So I want to hit on something that you touched on as well. Definitely, because I know that we'll make sure that individuals can get a hold of how to reach you and how to get a hold of your training. I am personally a part of the Social Network Marketing Academy. Extremely just phenomenal program. Love it. I do know that we just released a video challenge. We'll do that shortly as well. But you hit something that I think is just cool. And you know what? I was trying to wait to work into it. Hey, but Jay, you went into it. So I said, let's dive. Let's keep it going. If you can talk about the difference between offline and traditional, quote unquote, network marketing versus online network marketing, what has been some of the strengths that you've seen, and what have been some of the weaknesses that you've seen? And just so I can be clear on the question, when I say weaknesses, a lot of times we compare the two, right? It's offline is the quote unquote old school, right? And then online is considered the new school. So in your experience being successful in both, what have you seen? Which one works better? Is it a myth? I mean, if you could just kind of go deeper into that, that would be amazing. I got my pen. I'm ready for this.
Okay, good. Well, I love that conversation because I have it so often. And somebody said there is a little bit of feedback, and I hear it too. I didn't know if it was just on my end. Do you hear that feedback? I don't know if that's something I can do differently.
A little feedback? No.
I heard it too, but I didn't know if it was just on my computer. You hear that noise right there?
Turn down your computer. Well, actually, my computer is off. I
wonder if it's mine. Hello. See that? You hear that?
How about now?
Hello.
You guys hear feedback still? Feedback? Are you still hearing feedback?
They say use your headphone. I only have these. Maybe if you use your headphones, because I think maybe it's them hearing me come through your speakers. I could use these.
Okay, well, let me get my headphones. 1 second. Get the headphones.
Yeah, I'll try mine too. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Jeremy, they said they can still hear me, and I don't hear the feedback anymore.
Oh, okay. So do you hear
now I don't hear you.
You don't hear me?
Yeah, I don't hear you now. He says it's still there, that noise. So I'm thinking maybe it'll help if you have your headphones in.
Let's try it.
Yeah, Claudia says she hears feedback.
I hear it perfect. That's crazy. Let's see. Hello. Can you guys hear me?
I hear you. You hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Is it still feedback?
Hello, hello, hello. No feedback.
You can hear me?
I hear you. Do you hear me?
I hear you good. They say much better.
Perfect.
All right, cool. So I have to have my headphones in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Everybody said much better. Okay, good. So you asked the question, what's the difference in online and offline network marketing? And I love this question because I feel I'm one of the few that can answer it and I can back it up with documentation, meaning I've actually made money doing home meetings. I was with a company that is very home meeting centric. You know, they did what's called PBRs, private business receptions. I did that for 7 years, 5 years full time. I did 2 PBRs a night, every night for years and years and years. 5 years. I did 2 home meetings every night, a super Saturday training every Saturday, conventions every 3 months, Friday night leadership with our leadership team every single Friday night. So I know the offline world probably better than just about anybody out there, except for, again, you know, the other gurus that are out there that have made, you know, tons of money in the industry that have been around for 20 years. But at the end of the day, there's very few that have also had success online as well as offline. Like you could say, well, Eric Worre crushed it offline, and Todd Falcone and Ray Higdon and, you know, Danny Johnson and Holton Buggs and lots of big leaders. But how many of them have crushed it online as well? There's not that many. Or there's online guys that have done pretty well, but they don't know how to do a home party. They don't know how to even do a 3-way call, you know, because they were brought up in the internet world. So I've really done both. I've had success with both. I've recruited over 1,000 people over the last several years, probably about 300-400 online. But, you know, I've recruited way more over the last decade offline. It's just online is the direction that we're going. I mean, look at this Blab interview right now. Blab a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I don't even know if it existed, or at least I didn't know about it, right? Periscope, Snapchat. If I was telling people a year and a half, 2 years ago that I'm going to use Periscope, Blab, and Snapchat, they'd be like, I'm sorry, are you speaking English? So the reality is there is a big difference in the two. I'm a big believer in hybrid marketing, doing both. So like Friday night, I did a big meeting down in Virginia Beach, Virginia for my team down there in my network marketing company. And, you know, we did a home meeting. It was a home meeting presentation. Then we hung out with everybody afterwards. And you know what I was talking about afterwards? How to use Facebook groups, how to use group chats on Facebook Messenger, how I connect with 3 to 5 people a day, how I prospect people, what I say to them, how I overcome objections, how I do it without really doing, how I build a huge team and create duplication without doing a whole lot of home meetings and without a whole lot of phone calls. I do so much through Facebook Messenger. So, you know, I love offline building, Jeremy. I think you can never replace that face-to-face, belly-to-belly connection, right? I mean, this is cool. Blab, Skype, you know, those are still really effective tools. But, you know, spending a few hours with someone or spending an hour with someone in a physical setting, right? You physically trying the product, physically checking out the website, physically shaking a hand. I don't think you can ever really replace that. I don't think you can ever get away from regionals, conventions, you know, special events. Those are huge. You know, in my company, we do 3 big events a year. You're never going to get away from that. But my God, I mean, everybody's online these days. Why wouldn't you use Facebook to communicate? Why wouldn't you use Facebook to prospect, to do recognition? I mean, why wouldn't you use that as a tool to stay in touch with people? See, I also co-founded a system called My Duplication Academy, myduplicationacademy.com if you wanted to check it out. But we have capture pages, very simple autoresponders, very simple CRM. I mean, there's lots of bells and whistles, but it's one of the easiest, most user-friendly systems out there. It's not super expensive. I mean, you can have the basic package, which is what most people use and love, for $25 a month. You know, to me, there's a lot of internet marketers that are taking advantage of struggling network marketers. I don't have a problem necessarily with it, but I just feel like there's a lot of internet marketers that are teaching and coaching, and they've never made good money in network marketing. Now, a lot of them are upfront. They'll say, hey, I can show you how to generate leads online. I can show you how to make sales online. But a lot of them portray being a network marketing coach or leader, and a lot of them have never actually made big money in network marketing. They never built big teams. Just because you know how to prospect and close doesn't mean you know how to build an army. There is a big difference in leadership development and building massive teams and recognition, team communication, ranking up through the comp plan, helping other people rank up, creating stability. Like you said, it's easy for someone to say, I made six figures my first year, but to do it consistently year after year after year, you got to have a system. You got to have a method to your madness. So I'm a big believer in blending the online and offline world together. I don't like old school guys that bash social media and branding. I also don't like the new school online marketer that bashes home parties and three-way calls. That's why I like Ray Higdon. That's why I like some of the trainings he puts out there, because he also believes in blending the two worlds together. I know Eric Worre embraces social media and then also the offline, like he was doing a big text messaging challenge. I love that. And I agree with him. It's like, the days of just calling your lead list, calling your warm market list, those days are not here anymore. It doesn't mean you don't still make a list and contact them, but if you call someone once or twice and they're not calling you back, shoot them a text. I guarantee they'll respond to that. People respond to text messages. Like, I'll be honest, when someone calls my phone out of the blue, I'm a little bit like weirded out by it. I'm like, why are they just... Is there an emergency? Like, why are they calling me? I send them a voicemail and I send them a text. Like, if someone called me right now, I'm on a Blab interview. Like, don't interrupt my Blab interview with Jeremy. Shoot me a text message, dude. Like, it takes 2 seconds. Hey, John, are you available? No. When are you available? At 7. Cool. Like, and then I'll say, what did you want to talk about? Because I don't want to just be available at all times for just anyone randomly, right? Like, I guess to me, it's just there's so many other ways to communicate these days. You got Boxer, WhatsApp, Facebook, text message. There's just so many ways to communicate these days. And I do think it's good to have conversations and communicate with people. But, the days of just calling 100 names and just hoping they answer and hoping they have time for you to pitch them or invite them to something. A lot of those scenarios are not. I mean, I got a girl right now on my team that's crushing it, and she just uses Facebook, and I didn't even really teach her my strategy. She just joined our team less than a month ago. It's just, that's how people talk these days. You know what I'm saying? So you got to embrace both online and offline. It doesn't mean never have meetings. I've got people on my team that do home meetings, but I don't want them to feel like their business is going to live and die in the living room presentation. They're signing up people through three-way calls. They're signing up people using a capture page, right? Like I told you, my Duplication Academy, someone can give out their capture page. They tell someone, enter their name and email, watch the videos on the inside. And if you like what you see, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 5 or higher. I want to introduce you to my partners. I want to introduce you to my upline. I want to invite you to our private Facebook group. I want to invite you out to a more detailed meeting that we're having next Thursday, or a call that we're doing. So it's like you're just blending the online and offline world together. And I'll never be a guy that says you do this or that. I'm not an or guy. I'm an and guy, right? I believe in doing this and that versus doing this or that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I love the fact that you said you just kind of, you're like a hybrid. You're marrying the two. And if we think about it, at the end of the day, all we really do in the network marketing space is, like you say, it's the belly to belly. It's the relationship building. With social media taking on, which we definitely want to touch on very quickly as well, with social media taking on this new era of live streaming with the Snapchats, and there's so many platforms where you can literally bring an individual into your personal space. You build that relationship with them before you go in and ask them. It's almost as if, and I know this happens to you all the time, where, they're ready to buy from you. You may have never met them personally yourself, but they follow your videos. They follow your Snapchat. Yeah. You and Nadia's Snapchat, hilarious. I feel like, I'm going to the baseball game with you and the big guy, or your little monkey, as you call it. She's adorable. We see these things behind the scene. And so by the time a person reaches out to buy from you, it's like, yo, this is my cousin John. Like, I know John and I see what he's done. And so I love the fact that you say, hey, look, we're not getting rid of the home party. We're not getting rid of the belly to belly. We're talking about merging the two and really creating some massive success. I tell you what, inside of the Social Network Marketing Academy, guys, if you haven't gotten that, get your hands on that. This is where John and Nadia, they really dive into how to attack the online game. but you actually had a space right there on Facebook where you talk about how to go about recruiting, how to build those relationships. We see it done so wrong just because. I think we may have lost them. Where Facebook predicted the end of written text, saying that they are likely to go all video in about 5 years. I'll definitely ask them, be more. I would definitely ask that question. Amazing. Hey, for everyone that has just joined in, Bridget, I see you there. Bridget, I see you there. Just joined in. Welcome. Welcome. It looks like we may have lost John for a second. Mr. Tyler says he agrees. Mr. Talented, he agrees. Okay. Amazing. Oh, you're more than welcome. Bridget Branch, you know you're more than welcome. May have been a connection. But again, guys, this is something just to kind of expand on some of the things that he's talking about, which is amazing. Just being able to merge the two, find a median, a middle ground, by which, you have the relationship building, where you can go belly to belly, right? In the homes, in the dens, in the living rooms, but utilizing social media to get everywhere. One of the great lessons that I've learned and I picked up from the talented one, Mr. Frank Salas himself, is the being everywhere. Okay, being everywhere, being a consistent presence in the mind of your target audience, of your target prospect. And so this is just something that we're expanding upon, using the blabs, using the periscopes, the Facebook, the anchors, Pinterest, and really just taking advantage of that social media platform. He has an amazing training as well. And that is, if you can put that up in the comments, if you're still here, Mr. Salas, how an individual can get a hold of that training. But that training has been phenomenal. As a matter of fact, because of that training, it's one of the reasons why I've been able to reach an individual like Mr. Melton, a high six-figure earner consistently, a network marketing leader. And so this is something that we definitely are looking to expand upon. Be more says, you're getting rid of some of the pieces. Great question. Well, you know what? As far as me, I'll be using Blab until they do those changes, until they switch things up. It's been something that's been working very well for me in terms of putting it in my marketing piece, a component. Trying husband and Facebook. And there he is again, Mr. Talented Salas. There it is. He says we'll be trying out, I believe it's Huzzy, and Facebook will be getting podcast mode. Awesome. Yeah, and I want to encourage you guys. Listen, here's the deal. To find these different platforms and utilize them. If there are people on these platforms, that's where you need to be. Look, if there are people on these platforms, that's where you need to be. You simply are dominating the market. You simply are dominating social media by stretching yourself. And a lot of the content, I don't know if you guys were in here earlier, but Mr. Salas asked a wonderful question. Say, hey, listen, what are we going to do? How are we going to repurpose this podcast? And so a lot of times, again, something that we learned from Mr. Salas is that we can actually take one piece of information, such as this blab, and we can put this blab on other platforms. So here's the deal. Not only does this work for Blab, but now we can put it on YouTube. We can put it on a podcast and different other mediums to where this one piece of content disperses out amongst other channels. So it really, really helps you get your message out, and it saves you a lot of time. It saves you a lot of time while being effective. It may seem like you are working like a dog, but you're not. You're actually repurposing your content, and you're everywhere at all times. So definitely amazing content, guys. And this is what we're excited about. If we can get Mr. Melton back on, we're waiting for him to come through with his internet connection. We get him back on. Definitely want to ask a few more questions. Boom, here he is. Where does your content live? Great question, Mr. B More. Right now, we're working on a personal blog, but as we get that blog together, we're using Facebook groups like crazy, like Mr. Melton said, and it's one of the things that Mr. Talented taught us as well. John, you're back, brother.
Hey, sorry about that, man. I guess there's a storm going on upstairs, so I lost my electricity there for a second.
Oh, wow. No worries at all.
It was like,
Yeah, no worries at all. I said, man, I guess he didn't want to be on the interview. No, no.
I was
So
like, man, I've never had. That's the first time I've ever had like in the middle of an interview just go shut down like that. It was kind of weird, but anyway, I'm back.
No problem. Good to have you back. Good to have you back. And while you were gone, we were just pretty much saying one of the questions was asked about certain platforms and being on different platforms. But yeah, like we were saying, we definitely being able to merge the two, being able to have the online presence as well as the offline presence to build your brand. And if you can talk on that, that brand for those who don't know or unfamiliar, what do you mean when you say your brand? Because a lot of times, if I'm in company, Jumpy Juice, as Ray says, right? I'm in company, Jumpy Juice, whatever. And, we see the novice, they get on and they're Company X across the Facebook, Company X across the post there, at Company X. What do you mean when you say branding, and what is the significance in terms of building your business? Because it would seem like the natural thing to do. I want to build Company A, so I'm going to market Company A. You say, no, that's not right. Can you expand on that, sir?
Yeah, I mean, it's, branding and marketing are two very interesting conversation points. Okay. So, network marketing is full of marketers that know nothing about marketing. So, marketing isn't selling, right? It is what, your goal is to market to generate leads to then sell to. But like, if you were to watch a Nike commercial, how much are they selling the shoes? Right?
Not much.
It's creating a culture, it's creating community, it's providing value. That's really what marketing and branding are all about. And they're very important topics. And that's why they're so hot. You see them all the time, because if Donald Trump puts out a real estate book, someone's going to buy that book because they know who Donald Trump is. He's built a brand, and they go, I want his results. I know he's knowledgeable about real estate, so that's why I'll buy the book, right? People are interested in Oprah Winfrey. They're interested in Ellen DeGeneres. Whatever. These are people that built brands. There's people out there that love and hate Howard Stern. There's people that love and hate, Donald Trump, right? Back to him. So, but these guys are building brands. You look at Michael Jordan, right? He built a brand. He's got his own, shoe. LeBron James got his own shoe, right? A lot of these pro athletes build a brand around, their athletic, character, right? They're this character on TV, and they create a clothing line, they create shoes, they find ways to monetize their brand. You should have that same mindset, right? You should have the exact same mindset, and you should provide value to your audience. Like I'll get, emails from different companies, and yeah, sometimes they're sending me, coupons and different promotional material, but some companies are trying to educate you. Maybe you own a gym, or you're selling a nutritional product or an energy drink. You could put out tips on losing weight, tips on exercising. You could give out tips on what to eat in the morning, what to eat in the afternoon, what to eat before workout, what to eat after workout, the best foods to help you lose weight, what foods to avoid, what exercises to avoid, should you stretch before or after you work out? Like, you could come out with so many different topics that's going to draw people in. People are going to be interested to learn. Like, think about this. If you owned a nursery, and you had a sign in your front of your business or out in the yard, whatever, and cars are driving by, and it says, 50% off roses. You may stop if you're in the market for roses. But if you're not, you're just going to keep on driving. Yep. Now, what if a nursery down the road has a sign out front and it says, free gardening class on Tuesday. Learn how to grow your own food without a big budget, something like that. You're like, I'd like to grow my own food. It's healthier. It's cheaper. Sure, I'll go there. So imagine how many more people they're going to attract, because they're not just trying to sell you something. They're trying to educate you. They're trying to provide value to you. So now when you need something from a nursery, are you going to go to the guy that's trying to sell and pitch? or the guy or gal that's providing education and free value, free advice. See?
Value, absolutely.
So that's why I generate so many leads and people refer me people. I mean, my biggest leader right now in my current company was referred to me by another network marketer that couldn't recruit her.
Wow.
So that speaks volumes, right? And the reason he referred her to me because he knew I could take care of her and he knew I was a professional and he respected me and respected what I put out there into the marketplace. You know, I've had people literally say, hey, John, I want to buy that new course, that video marketing course from Mark Harbert or Ray Higdon or, you know, Tanya and Caesar, whatever, but I want to buy it through your affiliate link.
Wow.
They actually reach out and ask for my affiliate link. Like, that's a compliment and a half, right? Because we're consistently providing value. So I don't have a lot of competition because there's very few people that are providing value like me. And the few that are, a lot of them are retired from the industry. So I'm like, see you guys later. Eric Worre's retired. You can't join his downline.
Ray Higdon's retired as far as building a network marketing business.
Exactly. Right. So, you know, at the end of the day, if you want to generate more leads, you have to stop selling and pitching and start marketing and branding. Right? Because people join people, they don't join companies.
Sweet. I love it. I'm a lot of times we touch on our team, you know, individuals are always tuned into their favorite station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? And so by you providing that value before you're looking for the sale, it sounds like you're looking to be more interested in the prospect and less coming across as interesting. You're not worried about, you know, showing, you know, what I've done and what I've and the who's or going in for the sale. Your whole entire approach starts initially with how can I serve? How can I provide value? And then in turn, the lead wants to work with you. And boom, you have a person with their credit card open in hand, looking to be a part of you just off of the value that you provide. And you know what? And talking about that. So earlier, you made a great point about how internet marketers, a lot of times internet marketers, they can show you how to get a lead. They may market themselves and their skill sets as being able to be these gurus in the industry, have never created any success.
Well, hold on. They may have created success, but not as network marketing leaders. Like, they might have made a lot of money selling, you know, courses, online programs. Maybe they promoted other affiliate courses and programs. But there is a big difference in like building a huge downline and selling stuff on the internet, you know?
Sure.
It's not to knock that they haven't had success, because I actually know some internet marketers that make just as much money, if not more, than big time network marketers. But, you know, they also, those same people, a lot of them don't claim to be network marketing leaders or gurus. They just teach you how to do what they know how to do, which I appreciate that. Like, if you say, hey, I haven't made that much money in network marketing, but here's all the money I've made with blogging, I'll teach you how to blog. Or here's the money I've made doing webinars. But just, you know, be truthful. Don't act as if you're someone you're not. Even if that is your target market, you can say, hey, target market, I'm great at helping you generate leads, or I'm great with helping you, you know, do webinar presentations or whatever. Don't say that you're like the network marketing leader and you've actually, you know, led huge organizations and built huge organizations, because those are two different things.
Absolutely. Again, and I'm glad you brought some clarity to that, because at the end of the day, like you say, the success is success. I think of an individual like a Vince Reed, who can teach you how to generate leads galore, and you know, and you have some great value. But again, I have yet to see like a Vince Reed say, hey, listen, I am, you know, dominating the network marketing space. He focuses on his niche and he teaches, and he's great at what he is great at. And I want to ask you about that. So, because here's the deal. So we have, man, John, you're going deep, man. I didn't think it was gonna get this deep this quick, brother. So listen. So you have the situation where we can all agree, okay, we want to focus on our prospect, we want to focus on providing value. I think it was Jim Rohn that said, the marketplace will pay you based on the amount of value you bring to it. So we want to focus on providing value. Got you. Now, in terms of still talking about the internet marketer and the network marketers, the difference between the two, it would seem as though internet marketers can come into our industry and they can just dominate. They can teach you how to grow leads. they have something of value, which is showing you how to provide a lead or how to generate a lead. Why do you think that that transition, or why do you think those statistics are as they are, in that we very rarely find a lot of internet marketers that are also at the top charts in the network marketing company? Like it's very rare to see internet marketers that are killing it and also in the network marketing killing it as well. It's usually either like you're kind of like, I don't want to call you a unicorn, but just this whole merging of the two. I get it. Even following Eric Worre, I remember when a few years ago, right, when he first started Network Marketing Pro. And for those of you that don't know, Eric Worre is an industry leader. He's no longer building, but he also provides a ton of value for the network marketing space. But we saw the transition, right, to where he was making the different videos. We've seen to where Network Marketing Pro has grown. He is an advocate now of both. However, he built his success offline. The majority of his success offline, hands down. So why do you think that
he doesn't teach like blogging
at all?
He doesn't teach any. Yeah.
No, at all. And so outside of like say a Ray Higdon, who definitely, was online and offline, crushing both worlds. Why do you think that the internet marketer doesn't create as much success in the network marketing space as a traditional network marketer?
Well, it's a big commitment to be a big internet marketer, right? To make a lot of money online. So it's hard, it's just like trying to build two MLMs, right? You can't chase two rabbits. The reason we're able to do so much with internet marketing and affiliate marketing and selling our own courses, retreats, masterminds, coaching programs, all that's because I have Nadia, my secret weapon. So she spearheads the My Lifestyle Academy, and like My Lifestyle Academy is a brand of ours. And then we have all these income streams that fit under that umbrella. So under that umbrella is like 6 or 7 income streams or something like that. And then we have our network marketing business, and then we have an insurance agency. So, and that's how we've been able to create like 9 or 10 income streams total. But I mean, it's a lot of work to be a top producer inside the network marketing industry, and then also figure out a way to simultaneously make money online. So if a guy like Vince Reed or, I'm trying to think of another big like internet marketer, Chris Records or, it's just, there's a lot of them out there.
Mike Dillard.
Mike Dillard. Like if they find a way to make 7 figures, then why try to, why distract yourself with a network marketing business? And same thing with like a Holton Bugs. Like, could Holton Bugs do webinars selling his own courses and masterminds? And, could he do a big affiliate marketing deal and make a bunch of money promoting someone else's launch? Yeah, but he already found a way to make 7 figures, and that's his focus, right? You can only focus on so many things at a time. And, there's internet marketers that choose that transactional life, right? The life of, and see, the thing is, like internet marketing is basically like internet selling, right? You're like emailing your list. Like, so let's say you have a list of 20,000 people. You built up this huge email list because you've been providing value and driving traffic and blogging and doing Facebook ads and, Periscope and all this. You got this 20,000 person email list and you launch a $200 course. So you email your entire list about that $200 course. 1,000 of the 20,000 buy the course. It's a $200 course though. You make 200 grand. So that's very transactional. It's a one-time transaction. You make 200 grand. Might take you years to build a 20,000 person list, but one email, 200 grand. Now, there might be more to it than that. You might do some webinars and have a follow-up series and, there might be some more work and effort. Let's say you have to build 40,000 to get 1,000 sales. I don't know. I'm just saying that there's money to be made in that space, but it's hard for that person to also focus a lot of time and energy on building a team and mentoring and coaching people and prospecting and doing 3-way calls and, live events. So, the advantage I have, the reason I'm able to do both, I mean, I'm just being upfront. Like I have Nadia. Just like Nadia, if someone said, well, how are you a top leader in network marketing? You do so much online. She'd be like, well, my husband's the one that spearheads the network marketing. Like if she gets a lead, somebody that says, hey, I like you and John. I watch your videos. I like your stuff. I'm looking for a network marketing opportunity. What do you guys do? She hands them off to me.
Sweet.
Sweet.
So it is
tough. It is tough to be a top this and a top that. It's just you gotta pick the thing you love, but you got to realize the differences too. There's not a lot of leverage in online coaching and training, and that's why you see these guys constantly launching stuff every 3 to 6 months. They're constantly putting out new content. They constantly have to, like Eric Worre's always doing an event. He's always doing a webinar. He's always doing, something. But let's be honest, so is Holton Bugs, right? So are the other top earners, like the top earners in my company, the top earners in your company, the top earners, and they're all still working. It's just, it's like Gary Vaynerchuk says, it's not how much money you make, it's how you make your money.
Love it. Love it. Love it. It's not how much money, how you make your money. So it's pretty much like you said, you got to pick it. Either way, it sounds like, I'm not sure, but it looks like you're hinting at work is going to be required in either of the two. Awesome. Awesome. I tell you what, I love how you guys, you divided, you have your wife. For those of you that don't know, Nadia Melton, Mrs. Nadia Melton, the Russian Hammer. By the way, John, we got to get you a nickname, bro. We got to get you. She's the Russian Hammer. What's up, man? We got to get you a nickname, brother.
Well, here's what's funny. Here's something funny. Actually, in my company, they call me the unicorn. I swear to God, they're always like, "Oh yeah, John Melton, the unicorn." Like I don't know how he does what he does. Like he doesn't promote anything online. Nobody knows what he does. But he just brings in like beasts all the time. And it's.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. I called you that earlier in the broadcast.
That's why I was laughing. Absolutely. I'm like, that's what my team calls me that. It's funny.
Yeah, he said, he did smile. John said, someone in the comments says, you did smile when I called you the unicorn. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
literally a guy sent me a testimonial. My sponsor, my current company, sent me a testimonial yesterday. And I'll just read it to you just so you can hear it because it's just funny, right? Like literally, that's what he put in the deal. Hold on, take me 2 seconds. So funny. I read it and I was like, he's like, is that a good one? I was like, that's good. He goes, John Melton, in my opinion and observation of the last couple years, is that he is such a total, I don't know if I can swear, but he says badass. And he goes, complete unicorn with anything he touches.
Sweet. Hey, so you guys have heard it here first on the Blab. If you're not in John's current company, he is John Melton, the unicorn. I can't now, every time I see you, now all I'm thinking is unicorn now.
Hashtag unicorn.
Hashtag unicorn. Absolutely. Well, I tell you this, just a few more and we let you go, John. We definitely appreciate your time. Here's the deal. So how important or how significant is duplication, right? And so I'll ask you this in 2 parts.
Yeah.
We've heard it before in the traditional network marketing sense, but since we also, again, you guys have been able to marry the two, internet and network marketing, on and offline rather. Number 1, is duplication at all a myth? Is it important in network marketing? And number 2, is duplication, are you able to duplicate what you do in the internet space as well?
Yes. Great question. Duplication, in some ways, it does seem like a myth in the sense that you can't truly duplicate Cedric Harris. You can't duplicate Holton Bugs. You can't duplicate Dexter Yeager. You can't duplicate George Zalicki. I mean, there's just people that you can't literally say and do everything the way they do it. Duplication, in my mind, though, has a lot to do with a system. It's kind of like we're talking about branding and marketing kind of go hand in hand. So does duplication and system. So yes, you can duplicate using the internet, but I want to be clear. You have to duplicate simple strategies, simple methods. So, like adding prospects to a Facebook group or introducing them to your upline in a group chat on Messenger is simple. Search engine optimization, not simple. Blogging, in my opinion, not simple. Creating capture pages, not simple. It's not simple. Uploading little short videos, I think that's pretty simple. That's still kind of in that's like medium, right? That's not like easy. It's not hard. It's like medium, mid-level, right? So there are things that, like, for instance, everyone should be using the same presentation guide. They should be using the same videos, the same tools, the same training videos. They should all be promoting the same calls. Your life is so much easier if everyone's on the same page. So, duplication is really, in my opinion, people using a system so that I know when I get on a phone call with someone on Jeremy's team or Jesse's team or Sean's team or Kyle's team or Sam's team, they're all doing the same thing. They're having people watch 1 or 2 videos. They're asking them a couple closing questions. What'd you like most? Why? Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? They're a 5 or higher. Get them on the phone with your upline. Add them to the Facebook group. Invite them out to the weekly meeting. Invite them out to the monthly meeting, whatever you're doing, whatever your system is. But you need to identify a system. You need to teach that system. You need to build value in the system. And that's how you create leverage. That's how you create duplication. And that's ultimately how you create momentum, which in turn can create passive income.
Wow, a lot there, guys. I hope you guys are taking that nugget, picking up those nuggets. So duplication. So duplication, we sum it up, is more so about the system, being able to systematize your process. Yeah. You can't be duplicated, right? There will never be another Russian hammer. There will never be another unicorn. But what does that system look like? What you use? And those things can, in fact, be duplicated. And again, I have never heard it like that, in the sense of even online, those practices can be duplicated as well. However, the level or degree of how challenging it is, how easily it can be duplicated, is something that you do want to factor in. I guess that would prove true across both platforms, right?
Yeah.
But the idea of duplication, it exists, not necessarily on the person, more so on the activities, the process that individual uses in order to create success. Got you. Love it. Listen, man, last one before we let you go, man. We almost running on an hour. I definitely appreciate you. Here's the deal. Last two, because, man, this is great. Number one, if you had to start all over again, right? What would you do differently, knowing what you know now, if anything?
Oh man, if I had to start all over again, knowing what I know now, I would definitely invest in myself sooner. I would believe in myself sooner. I would get out of my comfort zone sooner. I think some of those things are hugely important. Like in the beginning, I was really scared of public speaking. So, just get over yourself if you're afraid of public speaking. I would put myself out there sooner. I wouldn't be so caught up in what other people think. I think all of those are important variables, and, just talk to everybody, the whole, chicken list and all that. You'll be surprised how many of your A players, how many of your best prospects are interested in network marketing, especially if you just approach them with, hey, Sam, I was kind of nervous to hit you up about this, but I found this great opportunity, but you're super busy. I already know you're super successful, but I just felt like I had to share it with you, because if nothing else, you may know people that would be interested in this.
Sweet.
And, I would love your feedback or whatever. There's just so much doubt and fear when you get involved in something new, something that has so much potential. It's like, you are your own worst enemy. So you just got to get out of your own way and just, again, believe sooner, invest in yourself sooner. Don't be afraid to make some sacrifices. Don't be afraid to make some bold statements. And at the end of the day, just be upfront with people, be honest with people, be enthusiastic. But, and you also have to, you have to, like you said, work. You got to go through the numbers, but I wouldn't have to, if I were to start all over, I wouldn't have to work harder, because I worked my butt off in the beginning. So work wasn't an issue for me, but I do think that's a big problem with most people. They're just I worked hard for a month. What'd you do the next month? I took off. I was tired. It's I'm so consistent. I'm freaking relentless, and relentless in my pursuit to make an impact, to do something big, because I noticed that all the people that I was trying to emulate, all the people that I was trying to duplicate, right, the people that were achieving success, it's like they were working hard. They were out there, hitting the phones and doing the meetings and hitting their contact lists and following up with people and working on themselves, attending the seminars, reading the books. It's like, so how am I going to succeed and drive the car they're driving, live in the house they're living in? I'm not willing to do what they're doing.
Success. It has to be paid upfront and full. There's no layaway. Listen, we cannot go. Family, you guys are watching. The unicorn himself has said it. You cannot go to Walmart, listen, and put success on layaway. You got to pay for it up full, and in full price. Man, I love it. Last question, John. Last question. If we had to leave 3 tidbits, but feel free, man. You're the man. Feel free to go in more if you need. But if we were to give 3 golden nuggets, as my coach, the talented Mr. Silas always says, 3 golden nuggets, right, to create success, specifically network marketing, the network marketing industry, right? What would those 3 golden nuggets be? Only 3.
3 golden nuggets to be successful in network marketing?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, I would say definitely get good using Facebook, right? Like Facebook is so crucial. I mean, it crushes all the other social media platforms. If anybody, I challenge any network marketer, not an internet marketer, a network marketer, to challenge me on a better platform than Facebook. There isn't one. Instagram, yeah, no. Snapchat, no. Periscope. I use them all. I use them all daily. None of them even come close in comparison to Facebook. That's number 1. Number 2, you better learn to sell. And I don't want to, I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to close people. You got to get over yourself, because at the end of the day, every business closes business. They have to close business to make money. When you're at the grocery store, the clerk is not nervous to ask you for the money. You're at the checkout counter, like, you're ready to go, ready to pay. Let's go, get my stuff, right? So you need to be fearless when it comes to closing and selling. You need to learn to sell. It is so crucial. And you might say, well, John, in network marketing, we're sharesmen. I got you. I understand, but you're still going to overcome objections. You're still going to deal with questions, and you have to learn how to deal with different personalities. You're going to have to be like a chameleon. You're going to have to fit in different environments, different situations. Like if I'm talking to a young person, that's a different conversation talking to a 40-year real estate professional. It's just, you have to get comfortable with different conversations and learn to communicate with people. And that's really selling 101. That's, you got to learn to sell your business. And again, you can use different words if you want. Market yourself, promote yourself, share your product. It's all the same difference. You got to learn how to sell. All right. Number 3, you got to plug people into a system.
System. Love it.
Systems are crucial. Community, system, get them plugged in, because, if it's just you, they start confusing the message with the messenger. They're just looking at you. And if you're not really ultra successful, if you're not Holton Buggs, if you're not Dexter Yeager, if you're not, Bill Britt, you're not one of the top $1 million earners in this network marketing profession, they're just not going to be maybe as inspired. They're not going to see. If you plug them into a system and there's all these other people and there's this community and there's this culture, they're gonna stay plugged into that longer, giving them time to grow and believe in themselves and become the person they need to be to achieve the success they ultimately want. So that's crucial. You got to get people plugged into a system.
Wow. And Mr. Talented at the bottom, he says, one of my coaches, he says, got to have that tribe. Goes back to what you were saying as far as building that tribe on Facebook, building that system, systematizing that, getting a group, getting them involved, one band, one sound, if you will. Love it. So we sum it up. Number 1, you said Facebook, got to get good at it. Hands down. You have to get good at Facebook, especially this day and age. Number 2, we said learn to sell. I love that. I know myself, I'm guilty of that as well, man. And just honestly transitioning or using different wordage or verbiage for sales. When you break it down, it's sales. But I love. And I know the family of individuals on the blab, they called it earlier, is that you start your selling before you ask for their business. This is going back to you marketing and you providing value. That sales process is started. So you're letting them see the value in working with you before you even ask for the sale. But ask for the sale. Yeah. Definitely have to ask for that sale. And number 3, systematizing your business and plugging individuals into that system. Yeah. Boom. Boom. Love it. Love it. Love it. How can an individual get a hold of you? What's the best way that they can grab hold if they're looking to get your products, looking to work with you in business, or just looking to follow your coaching? How can they get a hold of you, John?
Yeah, I mean, if people want, coaching or training, like we have a lot of blog posts that we put out, a lot of training, a lot of value on my website, realjohnmelton.com. You can see right there. That's also, on Blab, right? I'm Real John Melton. Facebook, I'm Real John Melton. So Snapchat, Instagram, anywhere someone wants to get in touch with me, they can just find me at Real John Melton. My website, again, is also realjohnmelton.com. So, yeah, that's it.
realjohnmelton.com. Listen, sir, man, this was a ball, John. Even with the technical difficulties and the glitches, this is going down in history. I'm talking about I cannot wait to get off this, man. I'm about to blow up my Facebook, blow up my different social media outlets, and we get this out there. I definitely will make sure that you have access to this as well. And yeah, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you spending some time with us, sir.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think, you got a great audience. I know you're kicking some butt with your company, and there's a lot of great companies out there. We all need to stick together and really elevate this industry so more people see it as a great opportunity. It doesn't matter what company they're in. There's obviously some bad companies in our industry, but there's mostly good companies. The bad ones don't last very long. So, there's a lot of great opportunities out there. And, the more professional we can be, the more professional we can be as an industry, the more we're going to appeal to the masses. And let's be honest, where else are you going to go build residuals? Where else are you going to go create, time freedom, financial freedom? See, I'm not money motivated. I'm freedom motivated. And when
love
you
it.
Job, you don't have freedom, right? You're only as good as your last paycheck. You're only as good as your last month. And, with owning a small business, most of those businesses, but business owners are owned by their business. Their business owns them. So, I love that you're putting out positivity into the world, Jeremy. You always have great energy. You always have a lot of enthusiasm. I love that, man. I know you're a hardworking guy, so appreciate you having me on the show.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, John. And you're right, man. I'm letting you go, man. But it's like, man, you dropping gold nuggets even on the outro, brother. You're for real. Hold on, man. I'm telling you, the job, I love it. Like you say, I often tell them, you're on BS, John. If nothing wrong with having a job, there's something wrong with only having a job. BS. Yeah. What do you mean, Mr. Barnes? BS. You're on your boss's schedule. So if you are on your boss's schedule, hey, man, we got to follow somebody like John. Got to follow some of the great leaders in our industry and find out how to create the situation where you can literally create your lifestyle by design. Very quickly, I almost forgot, John. How could you let me forget? The video challenge. I love it. I love it. How can they get involved in the video challenge? Is it too late? What's up with the video challenge?
No, it's not too late. I mean, anybody that wants to be a part of it just has to go to mylifestyleacademy.com. So that's mylifestyleacademy.com. Enter your name and email. That'll give you access to our private Facebook group. Now, to be clear, this is a generic group. There's no promoting of companies. There's network marketers from just about every company you can imagine in there that are represented in there. Affiliate marketers, online entrepreneurs. It's mostly network marketers, but there's definitely people in there that aren't even in the network marketing industry. So, we're just providing value. People are sharing, tips and answering questions, and everybody's just networking. It's a great group. If we catch people cross promoting, we get rid of them. It never happens, but there's definitely a lot of great positive energy and just insight in the group. And we put a lot of our trainings in there. So if somebody wants to be in the video marketing challenge, the accountability document and all that is right there in the files section of the Facebook group. So right there in the files section, they can find the accountability document, and they can just start doing the 30-day video challenge. And they just use the hashtag MLA contest, which, all of that's explained in the accountability. And there's a couple of videos that Nadia did that are in the group. But it's pretty cool, man. People are already starting to get results from putting videos out. I had a guy that said he did one video and already generated like 3 or 4 leads or something, his first video. So the guy's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, this is awesome. So, it's just putting yourself out there, and it's getting people to, get out of their comfort zone, but doing it with a group of people. So it's like everybody's uncomfortable together. Nice. And that's mylifestyleacademy.com. Yep. mylifestyleacademy.com. Enter your name and email. You're in the group.
Jay, the unicorn. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate the time, brother.
Yeah, man. No problem. Good hanging out.